Buy and Sell Real Estate Podcast, California. I'm one of your hosts, Frank Garay. I'm here with my co-host, Nicole Anderson. Hi, Nicole. How's it going?
Great. How are you doing?
Pretty fabulous, man. Pretty fabulous. It just for dating purposes, just so everybody knows, it's December of 2023 that we're recording this. And so I would say when you ask how I'm doing good. Just got a lot of stuff to get done still before the holidays. You all wrapped up? You got your stuff all tidy with a bow on it?
Not even close.
Well, that's the way it is. You know why? Because we're busy professionals, Nicole. That's what's going on. That's what it is. But anyway, hey, I was hoping we could chat about this today because this does come up from time to time with our viewers and listeners is condominiums versus single family homes, specifically for the first time home buyer. Pros, cons, thoughts on it. What are your thoughts on it? First time home buyer, maybe limited on a sales price. Should we look at a condo, or what's the pros and cons there? What do you think?
Well, the condo townhome market is definitely for some buyers out there. And it is not for everyone, but there are some major pros, especially like young professionals, people that travel a lot. Seniors tend to like them too for downsizing purposes because they're less maintenance, etc. But there's also some cons. Do you want to shoot off the pros first and then go?
Yeah. What would you think are some pros?
Well, for pros, definitely the lower price. So it's a great opportunity to get into the market. It's way better to, to have a mortgage than it is to pay rent. Economically long term, right?
Yeah.
You can build some equity. And then another thing is that they're easier to maintain. You have somebody taking care of the grounds. You usually have just a smaller patio on a well-kept usually they're like park-like settings, right?
Yeah, park-like settings. They look beautiful when you go in there. All the landscaping's done and it's all nice. And that's a good point. That's, you don't have to maintain, like, if your condo does have a little yard or some plants or whatever the case may be, usually that's covered by the association, right? Something like that.
Yeah. And then you don't have to stress about that. And if you travel a lot, you don't have to worry about, where the sprinklers left on, etc.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the roof is usually covered as well. And
the
dry
roof
rot outside.
When you say the roof is covered, that means, like, what you mean by that is, like, if you buy a single family home, well, the roof is your responsibility. Like, it's, if the roof wears out or whatever, it's on you. You got to deal with that. But in a condo, that's part of usually the roof and the exterior are part of the homeowners association as far as the maintenance is concerned, or keeping it maintained.
Most of the time, yes, most of the time, because multiple people are sharing the same roof, so it usually comes out of the HOA's responsibilities.
Got it. Yeah. Cool. So
not always. There are some situations in townhomes where that you are responsible for it. So you do need to check your disclosures on that.
Yeah. So see, this is why you talk to an agent like Nicole, to make sure. Don't assume that the roof is covered, right? We got to dig into this stuff and take a look and see what's going on. Yeah. So a little less expensive, usually, like you said, less maintenance. And then, anything else, amenities, pools, things like that, right, are kind of cool.
Exactly. Amenities, like they usually have like a nice pool and a hot tub and then a club. Clubhouse. So if you want to entertain or have a party, you can have it in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's barbecues, etc. out there. But tennis courts.
Sometimes. Yeah, little activities, that kind of. Yeah. I can see what you mean, though. It is a condo could be very much so the right choice. We kind of started this by saying, if you're a first timer, of course, if you're not a first timer, it could still be the right choice. If you're a senior citizen, you're downsizing, that kind of a thing, don't want to worry about maintenance. But for a first timer, I like the way you said it, Nicole, was, if you're a professional kind of on the go, that sort of thing, this could be right for you. Maybe you don't have a large family, but that probably doesn't matter. Condos, no problem with family size, really.
Seriously, I see a lot of families in condos.
Yeah.
And, sometimes they outgrow them, and sometimes they're just some people want to stay in it because they do like the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
And you're still building your equity, which is huge, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, let's get to some of the cons. What are some of the cons about condos?
The biggest one, and everybody has it, especially in California, is the HOA fees.
HOA fees.
Yeah.
And for those of us that don't know what HOA means, if we're a first-time home buyer,
homeowners association.
There you go. What do they do? Like, what does a homeowner, how does that work? And like, what do they cost or roughly? I mean, they're all different. I know, but.
So in Walnut Creek, they range between, sometimes you can see around 350, but those are pretty much long gone. It's usually around the high 400s, mid 500s
a month. So $400 to $500 a month on top of your house payment. Let's not forget about that. And
but it does cover a lot of the fire insurance and hazard insurance that you're going to have to cover as well. And sometimes it includes your water and your trash. But they are fees, right? So I have some investors who like to only buy HOAs or I'm sorry, condos and townhomes because they have the HOA included on their they don't have to worry about surprise.
That makes sense for an investor. So it's like, even though there's the HOAs there, but it's protecting me from or protecting the property from, like we said, possibly more than likely the roof, exterior, if the property burned or something like that. That's typically part of it. They have a master insurance policy for fire, that kind of a thing. But the con would be, obviously, there's the price, right? So if I'm a first-time home buyer, and if I'm already kind of strapped, even though the sales price might be less, but you're still throwing in, $400 for homeowners association dues, then, you're not necessarily saving that much per month, maybe, but you are gaining some things from being a part of the homeowner association. Like you said, there's amenities, there's, a low maintenance, that type of a thing. So.
Right. Yeah. It just depends on your lifestyle. It really does. Yeah. If you want something simpler, then having a condo or townhome is actually probably a better choice, even with the HOA fees.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to build up that, if you want to put that money towards that HOA fees towards your equity, then you're going to need to buy a house. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So HOAs, what else on the cons? What else would you say?
They don't appreciate as well as quickly as a regular standing single family residency does. And then sometimes it's hard to get financing from especially more of the FHA and government type of funding.
Got it. Yeah.
And then especially after everything that happened in Florida with the condos sinking, right? Now we have to have townhomes and condos need to have reserves in order to get financing.
Yeah. The HOA has to have a bunch of reserves in order to get financing. Yeah, that's true. So condominiums, financing can sometimes be a struggle because from a lending standpoint, the reason why is because they're just a little more complicated, right? They're more complex than a single family home. And one of the things that complicates those properties is in fact the homeowners association, because when a loan company is going to lend on a condominium, the HOA is one of the things that's one of the biggest concerns. And the concern is that it's a stable, well-funded, well-run homeowners association, right? So, because if it's not, then that could be problems. And I've been doing this for 35 years. And I have seen situations where certain condo complexes have been victimized, if you will, by unscrupulous people running the HOA, and it's really, it was huge problems for some of these things. Now that's extremely rare, so I don't want to freak anybody out. It's extremely rare, but the HOA is kind of one of the main things that a lender is concerned about, and that's why sometimes it's a little more difficult to get financing on condominiums, because they deem it to be just a little more risky. Is what winds up happening.
Exactly.
So,
yeah. And but there is definitely a market for it. And just depends on what you're looking for in your lifestyle, I think.
Is in your area, the Walnut Creek? Of course, you go well beyond Walnut Creek, right? You're an East Bay person, no problem, right? As far as your reach and where you can help people. Is there a bunch of condos available? I mean, are they out there? I mean, I don't even know. Like in Walnut Creek, do you have lots of condo complexes, or not that many? Kind of a dumb question. I don't know how I could narrow it down better, but I mean,
that's a great
is
question.
it are they accessible? I guess is what I'm asking. Are they out there?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, probably rents on the market right now is more condos and townhomes than single.
No kidding. Huh.
Well, especially this time of the year.
Yeah.
Because most of the single families are moving based on the school year. And right now, because most of the market for a condo or townhome isn't really as dependent on the school year.
Got it. Because of the nature of the individuals that oftentimes occupy them.
Right.
It's
a great way to get started. It is.
Yeah.
If you don't have if you're concerned about investing that 20% down, but I mean, you would know this more than I do. With the new loans, you don't have to do 20%.
No, not at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's right. No, geez, 3.5%. Let's go. A lot of that can be given to you too. There's grant programs. You get the money for free.
Yeah. So, but yeah, if you're just looking for, you don't want to pay, there is a freedom with owning your own home, right? Even in a condo or a townhome, even though you have the HOA restriction.
Yeah.
But so it's a great way to get that going for yourself.
Yeah.
Without having to take on that full, as many responsibilities. So in some ways, the HOA can be looked at as a convenience fee.
Yep. As a convenience fee. That's a good way to say it.
I just came up with that.
That was brilliant. I have to write that down.
And I'm gonna throw that in my bag.
Right. From now on, he's like, well, this condo has a $350 convenience fee.
That's what I should call it.
It's brilliant.
I love it.
And it is a convenience, right? Yeah. They take care of the maintenance. They take care of the swimming pools, the roofs. It's very convenient.
It's very convenient. I loved when I owned a condo. I felt like I was on vacation every day. I'd come home from work and it was beautiful. And then we got the house, and that's more work for sure.
And now it's like, sweetie, the lawn's getting a little ratty, don't you think? You're going to get to tending that here pretty soon. Yeah.
Well, we need a new roof. And I'm like,
Yeah, those are always fun. It's always fun to do. All right. Well, Nicole, that was good stuff. There's pros, there's cons. It really, at the end of the day, it just requires a conversation with a professional like yourself to really kind of explore the opportunities and see what's really there, and have, crunch the numbers and see what really makes sense as far as what your like you said, what your lifestyle is, what you want your lifestyle to be, that kind of a thing, and just see if it does make sense for you. And if it does, great. And if not, great as well. Right. At least you know. So what's the best way for someone to reach you, Nicole, if they want to have a conversation about this or anything else real estate based in the Walnut Creek and surrounding areas?
My cell phone is the best. And that's area code 925-708-0017. That's area code 925-708-0017.
That's cool. That's the best way. Call or text. You guys, if you're interested in having a conversation with Nicole about condominiums or anything real estate related in the Walnut Creek and surrounding areas, just give her a buzz, 925-708-0017. She's happy to help you out. So that's cool. Well, thanks, Nicole.
Thank you, Frank. I appreciate it. And happy holidays. You
too. Happy holidays to you as well. And to all of you listening or watching, happy holidays to you. Be sure to tune back in next time here on the Buying Side Real Estate Podcast, California, with myself and Nicole Anderson. And reach out to Nicole if you got any questions whatsoever. So with that, we'll go ahead and get out of here. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.